So, good morning. Welcome to day 3 of our Creative Cards Kickstart, or Kickstart for short. Welcome, everyone. Whether it's your first day, your second, or your third day, we're excited that you're here. And I know it's super early for some people, and it's really late at night for other people. Like I see someone from Germany, so it's probably pretty late for you. But we're just coming in from all over, and we love seeing it. So let us know where you're coming in from. I'm coming in from Iowa, central Iowa, and it looks like it's nice and sunny here finally, so that's great. And we've got Karen with us.
Hello,
So,
and I'm from Minnesota.
yeah. So, Karen, we've got people all over. I'm seeing coast to coast here from Pennsylvania to Oregon, and then we've got Germany and well, the comments are going too fast.
I know, but it's so fun. I'm watching it scroll. So if you see my eyes off to
Yeah.
the side, I'm just
Yeah,
watching
it's so
stuff.
fun. It's like hard to read all of them, but it's so fun to see where you guys are from. So, wonderful. So, we will be jumping in here, but I do want to remind you we posted some measurements for the project today. So they're posted in the Facebook group and they were also emailed to you. So if you want to prep your supplies, we're going to teach you a fun fold in this session. So that'll be coming up. We don't mind seeing the tops of your heads because we know it means you're crafting with us. So we have been talking all week about being creative and why we should be creative. And we kind of took a leap into choosing a card, changing 3 things, making it your own. So, working from someone's design, it could be your own design. You could pick a card that you used to make and change 3 things. And then yesterday, we threw you off the deep end and we just gave you pieces. Okay. And we did mystery stamping, which is where we all have the same pieces and crafted together. And did you guys check out some of the cards? They were so different. I loved it. And people thought of things I never had thought of for the mystery stamping. So it was super fun to see
I was
your
just going to say that I
ideas.
watched the replay because I was not here, and it was so fun. Vicky did a great job as our guest host, and I guess what really struck me was a lot of the unusual layering. Because I just thought if I had those pieces, I tend to kind of stagger them, put them on the cards. But there are just some beautiful layering, people tearing and making things come off the end to fit what they want, or cutting something in half. And I just thought it was absolutely delightful to just watch what people did as an observer. It was just very fun.
And I love how we can learn from each other. I mean, like Karen said, showing ways that she hadn't thought of, so we're learning from you guys too. And so that's really what we're trying to do here, is learn from each other and create a community of crafters who are all in this together. So let's show you some cards from yesterday. So,
Oh, somebody says here, I read the name, but it took me a few hours and a bunch of cuts to figure out what to make. But isn't that fun? Isn't that part of the process where we are just playing with paper and seeing what works? So that's a great comment.
yeah, I would totally agree. And we had a few people who were saying how stressed they felt about doing the doing the mystery stamping, but they pushed through and made a card anyways. And so it was just really cool to see that. So let's see here. Um, trying to see, trying to figure out how to, well, I don't know. Karen, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I'm seeing Creative Kickstart.
Perfect. Okay. I only have one screen today, and so I was like, I don't know exactly what you guys are seeing. So, um, all right. So we're going to talk a little bit about mystery stamping. Well, we did talk about mystery stamping, but I want to show you some of the cards that came up yesterday. So this card by Wendy Petzold, here with her pieces. So she has kind of blocked them in different ways. Um, and so sorry, I dropped the stamp set that I need for our presentation, so I had to pick it up. So I'm just showing you a few of the people who who are our winners from our
I,
challenge.
I'm just going to read Kathy's comment. She said she printed out the PDF, but then covered the pictures so she could be totally surprised by them. I thought, well, there's a new idea.
Well, that's a great idea. Yeah, because then it can still be a mystery for you, even if you weren't watching live with us. So I think that's a great idea.
And Deborah said she made 15 cards using those pieces in DSP that she bought a bunch of, but then decided it was too dark and she didn't like. This gave her a way to use it. I thought, how fun to when you just start playing around, you know?
Yeah, that's really cool. Um, okay. So we got Wendy's card. I'm trying to click here. Another one here by Louise Haydu. Um, and she has turned some of her pieces, but you can see the three pieces there in the background, and then with her accent over the top.
I just want to comment on that accent. What a fun accent where it goes up above like that with the spider web instead of putting the whole thing on the card. How, you know, how it just makes the top look like a really like a fancy little tag or something. That's really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, that's really fun. Um, let's see, I think there's another one. Lori Nibby made this card, and how different does this one look from the ones we've just seen? So using a larger DSP there in the background, she's made her card. And then we've got one by Robin, and Robin, I don't want to butcher your last name, but I'm gonna go with Wojciechowski. Made this beautiful birthday card, and you can see the little piece turned horizontally behind the heart. So I love how it kind of blends into the background. So it just becomes a really faint accent there behind the heart. I think that's fun.
And a card like that is, and I mentioned too, you know, because you can barely see it, but it adds that tone. It kind of does the same thing embossing folders do. It just adds that little depth and it just elevates the card. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've chosen 10 of you as winners, and you guys are going to get some happy mail from us after Kickstart. So let me see here for just a second. Karen, I'm going to let you fill some airspace. I'm trying to fix something for somebody. Um, I'm trying to look up on my iPad. I have like so many devices going here right now.
You know, I said I've become the fill-in person because Holly does double duty. Do you realize she coordinates all this and she does the deck. Sometimes it's, and she's really trying to pay attention to the comments. So, you know, so yeah, I can just sit here and ad lib. How is everyone today?
Oh,
I love doing these and just the idea of being together as a group and working on something the same, but everything turning out different. I just think it, you know, what a wonderful community we have.
yes, I would totally agree with that. Um, and Molly's asking if you've got time to post cards, and yes, you absolutely do. So you can still post them in the Facebook group, and you can also reply by email. And if you're not on Facebook, and share your cards with us. And we'll have another challenge today because we're going to be showing you another card that you can make as well. So So today we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to start a little bit down in the where we struggle. Okay. So Karen and I are a lot of sunshine and rainbows when we craft because crafting is so much fun for us. And so we honestly love it. But we also agree that it has its struggles, right? And so there's just some challenges when it comes to crafting. And what we'd love to see in the comments is tell us what is your struggle when it comes to crafting. In fact, before I show any more than the first one, comment and let us know what is your biggest struggle when it comes to card making. And I will say, I know we talked yesterday about needing a sample. Okay, so that was one struggle that people had yesterday was wanting a sample that they could work from. But what else for you guys? Mickey says trying to think of how to make a card, too many materials, time. Yeah, so many choices in the craft room. Oh, I totally get that. Needing to finish housework. Oh, no. No, forget that. So, um, looking at your paper and not knowing where to start with the size or the shape. Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. Um, let's see, needing to clean up your space, but that never happens. I love that. You ever start crafting with a wide open desk and like 5 minutes in, it's covered and you're crafting upon stuff? No, nobody else understands that.
That's why we spend so much time looking for things and we know it's within 12 inches, but we just can't find it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and then let's see, too many choices. Oh yeah, Karen says she can cover the kitchen table in a matter of minutes. Oh, I think we all can. Yeah. Um, let's see. So there's just there really are. There are struggles, aren't there? So one of the struggles that we've identified is the need for community and support. And I think you guys have kind of hit on that too, is when you have an overwhelm of choices or supplies or all of that, it really helps to have other people to talk to because you can ask them for their advice, on what is it that they would do
I was
with.
thinking about yesterday, I was even saying that I'll often do, I'll have two choices and I'll call Tim in and say, first glance, which do you like better? And it's that idea of having somebody's feedback. And he really isn't a crafter. I mean, he enjoys cars and stuff, but I think sometimes we all can use that feedback, having a place to get some feedback. And if you don't have a lot of crafty friends and they don't really have an opinion, sometimes it just is nice because we all get it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, and a lot of us love crafting by ourselves in our craft room. So this isn't necessarily about, oh, you need to go find 5 people in a room to craft with. No, it's just finding a place, even like this online event or in a Facebook group where you can find that community to help you with ideas. And speaking of ideas, there's a I'm going to put both of these up here because lack of ideas, too many ideas, not enough supplies, too many supplies. Like they kind of go hand in hand, don't they? We can face overwhelm from the lack of ideas, but also from too many ideas, and the same with the supplies. If you found a really cute card you wanted to make, but you don't have, the pieces, or you have so many supplies in your craft room and you don't know where to start with using them. So, just a lot of overwhelm can come from both of those. And this is a big one. I saw many of you guys mention this, and that is time. Um, Luann says, um, sorry, somebody just said they're seeing our faces in desktop and notes. I don't know what you're seeing, Luann. So, Karen, are you seeing more than just my Canva, my slides?
No, I'm seeing the Canva large and then little faces across the top, which is what we should all
Okay,
be seeing if
perfect.
you look at your
Yes.
view. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The faces on the top is definitely how it works with Zoom. So, um, all right. So
There
now,
is a view. Explain the view though, because I know Yvonne is saying she just sees the two of us. How do they find that view?
yeah, so there's a view button on your Zoom. You're gonna have to kind of look around for your buttons, find the one that says view, or it might say gallery. It might be a picture of little squares, and then you can click through those views and find the one that you want to have. It varies by device. So it's hard to give you an exact like instructions for how to find it, but look for the view option.
Oh, here, this is great. Steph says, Holly, yes, we're seeing your notes in the top gallery.
Oh,
So you must have three cameras on here.
I don't have any notes.
Well, is that interesting or what? Do you see it or not?
Oh, you know what?
It's
It's
a
in the little
mystery.
thumbnails. It's in the little thumbnails across the top. You guys are seeing my other camera.
Oh, okay.
That's
This
okay.
is so
You
funny.
can,
No, it's so
guys,
funny.
listen, you can know that I am using notes. This is not off the top of my head. So yes, those are the little thumbnails across the top of your screen.
Okay,
Um,
so Stephanie gets credit for noticing,
yes, yes.
noticers.
Um, that's really funny. Yeah, if y'all think this was all off the top of my head, I promise it's not. We use notes to keep us on track. Um, so time. Time is really a problem, isn't it? Finding enough time. I saw somebody said having enough time because you work full time. That can definitely be a challenge. Um, Time because I saw somebody mention housework that you have to get done, husbands, kids, grandkids. I mean, so many responsibilities that take us away from crafting. Maybe it's techniques. Maybe you've been crafting for 30 years, and so you don't struggle to come up with ideas, but you're struggling with those techniques that you want to learn. Learning how to color better or a new fun fold or something like that, and just trying to figure out how do you do it? Or the same with like a layout or design. Yesterday, many of you struggled with a layout because you weren't copying something. You were starting completely from scratch. And that can be a challenge, for some people. So there's all sorts of reasons why we might struggle with card making. And so just a couple more. Maybe you're in a creative rut. So we talked about this as a reason to even join Kickstart from the beginning was as our seasons change, whether it's summer to fall or a job change, losing a loved one. I mean, there's so many things that cause us to have a change of season, and it can get you stuck in a rut and unable to craft. Too many ideas. I should put that up towards the top with the lack of ideas because we talked about that. And then just inconsistent motivation. So sometimes you're motivated to craft and you can't get enough crafting, and you go to your craft room for 10 minutes and you're down there for 3 hours. Other times you struggle to get started. You struggle to find your crafting mojo. We'll call it that. Um, and we get it. I think it's fair to say, I think I can speak for Karen in saying we have felt all of these, which is why we can identify them because we get it too. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was to say, okay, if we have experienced this, how can we create a place where you don't have to feel this, or where when you do, you have a place to go, where you can feel supported and you can find help. So we have created something just for you. It has been going for, oh, Karen, you might have to help me here. I should have looked it up. Has it been 5 years?
I don't even know.
It's been quite a while. And I know there's some OG All
Yeah,
Good
look at some of
Cards
those
Club members
cards.
here.
See? I see that goes way back.
Yeah.
I love that you are always loved. Isn't that a sweet card?
So, yeah, we have been doing this for quite a long time. It's been around for quite a while. So we created it as a space for it doesn't matter what your level of crafting is, whether you've been crafting for 2 weeks or 50 years, there's a place for you in this group. Because as we've talked for 3 days, there's always more we can learn from each other. And so this is just a place for us to learn and grow together. So we have, oh, sorry, I forgot about this slide. I put in a little bit about kind of what is our card club about. So it's a place for you to learn new skills and techniques. You're going to learn from others. It's not all about Karen and I. As you saw yesterday, we brought in Vicky to join us. We have a group of people who help us with presenting projects and teaching you guys new things. So you can make new stamping friends in there, whether it's somebody from your state or somebody from across the world. So, and you're going to find some joy in the laughter, in the weird sidebars that we make during these. Like yesterday, we had a long conversation about coffee. So you just never know where we might end up. But overall, we just want it to be a good community, where you can feel like you belong because everybody needs a place to belong. So we have four things. So All Good Cards Club or AGCC, we have turned that into an acronym because we love our acronyms, right? So the first is always adventurous. So this would be like mystery stamping, where we're trying new things, we're trying new techniques, new layouts, new ways of doing things. But we're always willing to try new things because there's no bad cards. There's just
This
creativity.
is actually my favorite pillar because it's also how I'm choosing to approach life. I mean, we're all getting older, life has changed, but when you can always be adventurous, it can be in your thought. It doesn't mean I'm gonna go skydiving. I'm not, but it's in a way of approaching things, like to be curious and always up for a new adventure, always up for learning something, trying something. The end, it doesn't matter. It is the experience. It is like trying something with the card. Doesn't matter if it doesn't turn out. It is just, this is adventurous. This is fun and playful. And I just love that attitude.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with that attitude, it helps us to grow together. So, as we do this from each other, or from with each other, we're able to learn from each other. So we talked a little bit about how Karen and I learned from you guys yesterday, as you shared layouts that we hadn't thought of, and ways to move your paper around. We're constantly seeing people sharing their tips, their tricks, their organizational ideas, just different ways of doing things. And so we can grow and learn together. Um,
Okay, and my little side by, Steph, back to what Steph was commenting about seeing Holly's notes. Look how brave she's gotten now. She's holding her notes right up in front. We can see them right on her camera. No, I just had to laugh about that because it was just a riff on what
yeah.
on what Steph said early.
Well, I was having trouble reading them. Maybe I need readers. That's terrible, isn't it?
And my thing
Yeah.
also about growing together, there is something about the idea that all these different things, whether we're doing mystery stamping, which we do every month, or we're doing a deep dive, we're working with the same ideas. I think there's something fun about we're all doing our own interpretations. And I think there's something so freeing and growing about that we learn from each other. That is very different from when I just go in and I'm going to create things by myself. There is something about that community aspect of this that really, I think, intensifies that growing. And you kind of learn to see people's styles and your own style. You learn so much about yourself as we're all doing this together.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the first C, we got two C's, all good cards club. So the first one is create fearlessly. And so we're going to encourage you to dive in, to experiment, to try new things, to embrace the unexpected. There was a couple of you yesterday who were feeling stressed about the mystery stamping, and I was really encouraging you to just try, to just move the pieces around. You don't even have to put tape on it first. Just try moving the pieces around. Someone suggested cutting your pieces from printer paper so that you don't feel bad about cutting your pretty patterned paper wrong. You can just cut your printer paper and, play with it that way. And so just trying, there's no mistakes. There's just opportunities for more creativity. And I think this has been a big one for me because, especially when I first got started, I had such a hard time cutting my pretty paper because it's beautiful. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to cut it the wrong way. And so printer paper has been my saving grace because I can cut that up and not care if I mess it up, and then that helps me to cut my patterned paper even more.
I like Kelly's comment. She talked about appreciating the prompts because sometimes you don't know where to start, and that's part of kind of what we're providing too. When we're all kind of using the same prompts, and I always love to tell people, you know what, just pretend you're five. No one's going to see what your end result is. You're not. You're going to just have fun. If we can just go in and do that and be playful and not care how it turns out, that's what creating fearlessly is. It's just like it's having fun, and with this wonderful stress reliever in our life you'll end up growing and finding things you love anyway. I mean, I just think we can surprise ourselves, so it's really fun.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you said surprising ourselves because you really might be surprised by what you can come up with when you just dive in and try it. And that surprise actually leads me well into the last C, which is crafting confidently, because the more you do it, the more confident you get in your ability to craft, and the more willing you are to try new things because you're like, look what I made, look what I did. This was my project.
I also think you get more confident with your mistakes because you can easily admit them and say, Whoa, I don't like this. Now, what can I do to fix it? It's not like, Oh man, I messed up. It's like, Oh, next, now what? And
Yeah.
there's just something fun about that confidence. Oh, this is all learning and fun and playful, and I can do it.
Yeah, well, just this morning, I was trying to make an envelope to fit around a package that it's just a weird size. And so rather than trying to buy an envelope that'll work for it, I'm trying to make my own out of designer series
And you know how
paper.
that saves time and money, you guys? You
Yeah.
all know that, right? Okay. You know how
Well,
that-
it saves money because I already own it, but it does not save
Okay.
time because I have a pile of scraps and notes crossed out because I've messed up the measurements and I've folded and refolded and I still haven't figured it out. I had to stop working on it for this live. Um, but part of it is just it's a little bit also just fun. It's an experiment to say, okay, can I make my own packaging? Can I figure out how to make this weird size envelope so that I can put something in it. And so it was kind of fun this morning. Just and I think when I do get it done, gosh, I'm gonna feel a whole lot of accomplishment when I
Then
finally
she's
get
going to
it.
quit for the day. She said, I'm done. Look what I've done.
Yes.
No.
Maybe
Jan said
quit
she
for the
makes all of her
weekend.
envelopes. And people are talking about they've been paper hoarding. Some people said 15 years, 20 years. Oh, how far back should we go? Isn't that hilarious? And
Yeah.
we're here to tackle those papers.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Um, so yeah, our pillars spell All Good Cards Club. So we're always adventurous, we grow together, create fearlessly, and craft confidently. So let's talk for a second about what's in All Good Cards Club, because we know this is new to many of you. And so we have a creativity camp, which we're actually going to give you a sneak peek into the August creativity camp, as soon as we're done here with the card that we're going to teach you. So what Creativity Camp is, it's a deep dive into a topic. So this month we're doing a fun fold, which we'll show you kind of the basic fold this afternoon or this morning, this afternoon. I'm not going to hold you here that long. But it's 3 sessions on one day of the week or one day of the month. It's usually a Tuesday. And we do it 3 times that day, 3 different sessions. And it's just a deep dive into whatever it is. So we have done like When She Wonders. We've done a variety of different fun folds. I'm drawing a blank, Karen. What are some of the other ones we've done?
Whatever kind
Uh,
of crosses our mind. We've done
yeah, we did
working
color.
with color, you know.
Yeah. So there's all sorts of things. I mean, if you can imagine having done this for 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been, we've covered a lot of different topics.
And the cool thing with crafting, we'll never run out of topics, you know, and you
Yeah,
can revisit things and dive deeper and differently. And everything's recorded and the conversation goes on. So even if you miss it, you're still posting your things. You're still going to be part of the whole thing. But I think that's really fun. I always look, but just a fun time in the month. Mhm.
yeah. And every month we also do mystery stamping. So just like you saw yesterday, on a different, typically Tuesday, we typically do our events on Tuesdays. But we have mystery stamping live every month. And we have a team of people who join me in hosting that mystery stamping. And it's a different measurements, different cards every month. So, and again, everything we say is live, but we record everything. So if you can't make it because of your work or life schedule, you can always watch it later. And this is where I also like to say you don't have to be on Facebook. So everything we do is available off Facebook. So we use Zoom for all of our videos, and then we have a website where you can access all the PDFs and tutorials and such if you're not on Facebook. So. And which tutorials and resources. So we give you a lot of tutorials. Every card that we teach, we're going to give you a tutorial with pictures, instructions, all the things, and how to do it. And then we have a private community of crafters. So here today we have a very public, a very large community of crafters happening. And there it's just the All Good Cards Club members in the group talking with each other, getting to know each other. And so we also do a monthly craft and connect, which is just a time where everybody brings their own projects and they're working on their own thing, or they're just sitting there drinking their
Yeah,
coffee.
or just your coffee. Yep.
Yeah. And we just hang out. So our last one, I think about half the people were just watching. And so I'm always making something, and then we're just kind of chit-chatting and getting to know each other. So we do that in the community as well. So Oh, before I go to what other people, well, no, I'll just do this part. So I'm going to tell you, we can tell you all day long that All Good Cards Club is amazing and we love it because we do, but don't just take our word for it. Let me tell you what a few of our members are saying. So Paulette says she loves the All Good Cards Club. She's learned so much and she has a growing library of inspiration. Jennifer said she thought she'd try it out for 1 month, but she's learned so much about card making and crafting, and now she looks forward to every month. Rebecca said she's met some of the loveliest ladies through All Good Cards Club, and she's so grateful, not to mention the card ideas. And I love that because what she really loves is the community and the people that she's met. And then, of course, with a side serving of card ideas. So Vera says it's an opportunity to learn new ways to use what you have. She's been a member since it started. So here's the thing that we haven't said yet, Karen. We are always going to encourage you to use what you have. You do not need the products that Karen and I are showing. Yes, we do use Stampin' Up! Products in our projects because that's just what Karen and I use, but we're going to encourage you to use your stash. So if we show a flower card, I'm sure you have a flower stamp, you know? So digging into what's in your craft room and using that up. Laura says it's awesome and it gets me crafting all day. So she's talking about creativity camp here is her favorite day because it's 3 sessions, it's all day long. It's like a me day of crafting.
And we do that so you have time in between to actually work on the projects. And then we come back and add something new. So it's just kind of fun that way, like if you were at a retreat.
Yeah, exactly. You can bring your snacks and wear your pajamas, and just craft the day away with us. And this one from Donna always makes me laugh. She says, I thought I was signing up for 1 month, but she paid for a year. Best mistake ever.
Love that.
So, um, and which does bring us to the fact that yes, you can sign up for 1 month. I saw someone asking in the comments, if you have to sign up, if you can sign up for 1 month here and there. Absolutely. I mean, you can cancel your membership anytime, but we think you're going to fall in love with the community and want to stick around with us. So,
I also just wanted to mention, right now we've been talking about card making, but we also do things with 3D, a little bit of scrapbooking. We have a fun thing coming up about that. So these are like
yep.
adding in things. So just know we kind of covered all. So whatever your area is from, you will find something here to enjoy. And you can always ask your questions. It's a great place to ask your questions, get feedback on like how you store something or whatever comes to your mind. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, So, in all of this, of course, you're probably asking what in the world does this cost? All of it is less than a cup of coffee a week. It's $20. It's $20 for the month. And you get everything that we, have talked about so far and things that aren't talked about here because we just forget to tell you all the great things that are part of it. If we have any current members, feel free to chime into the chat about what you love about All Good Cards Club. But for $20 a month, or you can sign up for an annual membership and you get 2 months free with the annual membership. And right now, our doors are open and we have some wonderful bonuses. So if you sign up by August 24th, you're going to get a bonus PDF with 5 card tutorials in it. And that's just our thank you gift for signing up. Let's see here, in the next 3 days. I had to look at my watch to see what is today's date. So the 24th, that would be Sunday night. You have until this Sunday night to get that early bird bonus. And also, by signing up by Sunday, you're going to be ready for Creativity Camp, which happens on Tuesday, August 26th. So signing up early is a really great idea. And then also, if you sign up as an annual member, we have a special All Good Cards Club binder that we will send to you as a thank you gift for being an annual member. And let me just reach behind me because I do have mine on my shelf. Now that I know that you guys can see me. I think I'm holding this next to my face. And I can show it once we get off of this. I'll show the binder a little bigger. And there's dividers that are in it. And you can print your PDFs and there's sheet protectors. And so you can put all of that in your binder as well. So, and again,
I
it's
just want-
just $20 to join as an annual member, and you can always cancel. You're never stuck with us.
And we love encouraging you to make friends in this is a place where you can really reach out to each other. This is kind of a small group of crafters, and we love to help people get connected with each other.
Yeah. Let me just look. Um, let's see. Laura, yes, you will get a notice about renewing for as an annual member. So you can renew again at the annual or you can switch to monthly. And if you're currently a monthly member, you can switch to annual. So,
And I also just like to mention sometimes when we think of giving gifts, I mean, if you have a crafting friend, giving them a $20 membership for a month would be a fun gift, something, especially if you're going to get one for yourself and something you do together, whether you
yeah.
are together in person or long distance. But sometimes I think we always just think of physical things as gifts, but it's kind of like experiences are also wonderful gifts.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's asking what is mystery stamping. So mystery stamping is what we did yesterday because I'm pretty sure I saw you on yesterday's video. So mystery stamping is what we did yesterday, where the card itself is a mystery. What we do is we give you the measurements of pieces, and then you guys put together your cards, and then we share them live at the end. Um, So yes, I'm seeing some of you guys thanking us for not being on Facebook. We used to only be Facebook, but we had so many requests for people who wanted to join that weren't on Facebook. So now we use Zoom, just like you're seeing here. And you don't have to be on camera when you join us. So you can just watch the Zooms and then we upload the replays so that you're able to watch those as well. So, um, Molly's asking about the cost. So it's $20 a month for that, or you can sign up as an annual member. And you get 2 months free when you sign up as an annual member. So it's $200 for the annual.
Kathy said it's the best decision I've made. I live in a small acreage in rural Wyoming. This is a great way to visit and spend long winter days together. See, I love that community. Yes, I.
Yep. Um, Okay. I think I've answered most of the questions, so we can jump and feel free to keep asking them. We'll keep answering them throughout this. But we're going to give you that sneak peek into Creativity Camp. So these were the measurements that we talked about. So you've got your card base, your basic white DSP. Again, when you see DSP, it's designer series paper, but it's just patterned paper. So any of your pretty patterned paper here and then 2 pieces of coordinating cardstock, and then a couple of more pieces of designer series paper. So these are also posted in the Facebook group, and you were emailed them because I will have to take down the screen so that we can see Karen's desktop. Um, and
So, are we ready to dive in?
yes, give me just a second. I'm looking up for all the places. Feel free to keep asking your questions, and I'll answer some of them in the chat while Karen is
And
going.
you can also ask them afterwards, because we
Yep.
will come back. So I have all my assorted pieces here, and I just think this is another really useful card. So we're showing you like the first version of this that we would do. So let's see. I am going to, oh, since this is big, let's put it right here. This is my card. I think, isn't that just pretty as a front card itself? These papers are just beautiful, but look how this kind of goes over and that slides out like that. So it's going to stand, makes a lovely card standing too. Um, and so here's what a deep dive means. You're going to see the basic card structure is this right here, this base piece. But we are going to, when we do the creativity camp, we're going to do a variety of things using this same base. I think it's really fun where you can start seeing, oh, I see how that card was built. It's similar to this card and they just changed this. So this is just one of the ideas we're going to do with this base. Now, we were thinking we never came up with a great name. So we're open to names. Give us some fun names. We're thinking this is kind of like a double gatefold. This is like, could be a double Z fold. I don't know. Or if you just have clever names, because we just sometimes we try to come up with a name and sometimes we don't. So how do you like this? This is just beautiful. So think of what papers you're going to use. I just think, okay, so we're going to start with,
Oh, I just have to say, Molly said a hidden door card.
ooh, I
That's
love
kind of
that.
cool.
Oh, hidden door card. You write
Yeah.
that down. We're taking notes. That is a perfect thing. And I think the other thing that's cool is these are, and it does take a whole sheet of paper. So because we're using a 5.5, but look, all the parts to this card are from one sheet of paper because you can see this will be cut off the side and are different parts. So I just think that's very cool too. So I am going to take this piece is 5.5 by 10 3/4. That matters to get it to be the size on here. And then I am going to score it at 1 5/8. And you should all have this. Okay, 1 5/8 and 3 1/4. Then I'm going to flip it. We always just flip our things so we just don't have to think of more measurements instead of going down. And then again, I'm going to do 1 5/8 and 3 1/4. And then I am going to, well, let's see if I can find my, okay, I'm going to do my bone folder here. And I am going to make this kind of a fold. So keep in mind, this is the main thing. What's really going to be fun is thinking all the different things you can do with this fold. So today we're just doing this one. So now we're going to start filling in. So on the inside of the card, we'll have our 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And I love using a packet of paper like this. So these are all from one packet of paper. And if there's one that's light, this inside could also be white. But also, if you're working with paper, I love doing assorted packs. If there's something really light that you can write in, use those for the insides. They just kind of add to the flow of a card, I think. And so this one is just perfect. So I'm going to put this one inside. And then we're going to see, I can't wait to see what you guys make with all this. And then I have these, these two sides. Oh, this rich paper. So it's just pretty fun. I am going to do this. Put one on here and one on here. Okay. Are we working? So, yeah. Sharon says she picks the same papers. That's wonderful. Interlocking gatefold. Okay, there's another. Oh, see, we're going to have all kinds of names. I think how fun is that? And then we have these two pieces, and this is actually a flip side of this. But we have these two pieces, which both go on something 1/4 inch bigger. So we always talk about when you start with something and do 1/4 inch. I'm not mentioning all the lines here because you have them in your printout or you'll get them afterwards in the PDF. So we're just having the fun of putting them together here. So these are going to just go right on here. And this will go on here. Okay, so here are my accent pieces, and I already know you can see how this is going to go here. See, now this could be a card too. You know, you start looking at all these possibilities, but I just think this is really fun. So this is going to go here, and this is going to overlap it. And I love that hidden door kind of ideas too. So that is awesome. So you can see I'm just wanting to put my seal down this side. And sometimes on a fold like this, I will use sticky strip or something instead because it might hold a little stronger if I think it's going to be a little hard, but I'm going to put that right in there. And this is going to go there. So I'm going to do this side. And then this will go right over this, but it will not close over it. And then we still see all this pretty. Now I could add on the front, but I just love this paper so much. I just loved it. I could add a little ribbon and a little saying, but I thought, and I might, but I might not. I might add gems, but I also think it, oh, and you see how this tucks in under here. I didn't want to close it that way because that looks very different, but this tucks right in there. So both of these cards just the same. So very fun. So, Holly, what did you make?
Um, I'm posting a link in the comments for people who want to join.
Okay.
Um,
I think
so
one of the fun things too about doing a deep dive and anything we do a deep dive and we have a lot of conversation about, it helps you look at card making different because you see the relations of different cards. Because like this is a great card, but then you think, oh, I'm going to learn some other variations of other things I could do starting with that same fold. Um, is just that's just how we like to teach because we think it helps us all think more creatively. Well, if I can do this, then maybe I could try this. That's kind of the point because you might add a whole nother fold to our class by just playing.
yeah, that's so true. And sometimes we might add another fold by accident because we
Yes.
picked up the wrong piece. And so,
And we just go with the flow because it's just paper.
yeah, exactly. All right. So I am going to she just made a vertical version. So I'm going to show you a horizontal version of this card. And I'm going to cut my paper here. We need it to be 5.5 by 10 3/4. So I'm going to start because I'm just using this trimmer, and let's be honest, I don't have enough space on my desk to pull out this arm and cut because who has that clean of a craft desk? So I'm going to start because I need this to be 10 3/4. So I'm just going to cut off 1/4 inch. So that's oops. How about if I do it the correct direction? Oh boy. So we're just going to cut off 1/4 inch, and now we have 10 3/4. Okay. And then I can turn it, and now I can cut off 5.5. So we need 5.5 by 10 3/4. Okay. And then I'm not going to switch to a scoreboard like Karen did. I'm just going to cut here, and I have to move my T because I'm about to knock it over. So I'm just going to turn this, and I'm going to score at 1 5/8, 1 5/8 and 3 1/4. So 1 5/8 and 3 1/4. And then I can turn it around and do the same thing. So 1 5/8, because even though I'm turning my card horizontally, it's still going to be using the same measurements and pieces. Okay, so now I can fold this and fold it over and fold it back, and I've got that same basic shape here. Okay, so the rest of my pieces I've already pre-cut here so that we can just put them on. So I chose the Halloween paper. So I have a bunch of little fun pieces here. And I'm just going to create kind of a little scene on my card of some trick-or-treaters. Because I thought it'd be fun to just show these critters trick-or-treating through the neighborhood. And so I can put this here. And then on my top panel, I'll put a little bit of night sky. And then on my bottom panel, we'll put a gate because there's a fence-lined yards that we're walking by here. So we're just gonna put our fence line down here at the bottom. And so you can see when I go to close this again, this is the same card. It's just I have turned mine horizontally. Okay? So, um, and then I forgot my other pieces. So, wouldn't you know? Um, I am going to, we're going to cut some paper because I can't finish my card, you guys. So I'm going to cut my cardstock here, and I need the first piece to be 3 by 3 1/4. And as soon as I cut this paper, I'm going to find my pieces, right? Isn't that how it works in our craft rooms? So I've got 3 by 3 3/4. Did I just do that right? Yes, there we go. And then another 3, which this one is, by 4 3/4. Perfect. Okay. So we'll take those two pieces. So we have a larger and a smaller, and we've got our coordinating designer series paper to go on each one. So I've got more of my night sky here. And then we've got to have that sidewalk and fencing for my little critters to walk on. So we'll add that here. Whoops. Okay. And so now we can add our bottom panel to kind of match my fence line down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to add a little tape here at the bottom. And we'll add our fence line. And I'm going to stamp some words here before I put this on my card. So I'm just going to put Happy Halloween here. Ooh, I just got a whole bunch of extra ink. Try not to transfer that. There we go. So Happy Halloween. And I kind of like this. This uses Petunia Pop or something that's not orange and black. It's just kind of nice to have a different color combination for Halloween cards. So I do have to say I do enjoy that. So I'm going to close my card here for a second so that I can put this on here. There we go. Okay, so my card is going to tuck in just like this right here. Okay. So we'll just add a couple of things. And so I would be able to add, well, once my card is closed here, I can add my tree and I can add, and I'll show you the finished product, but I can add her. And then on the inside, we'll have our little hippo here. And so what happens is I now have my little Halloween card with that same base. If I show you here from the top, the same fold, we've just turned it horizontally. And so now when we open it, we've got our trick-or-treaters going across the sidewalk. So just another way to do the same exact pieces, same exact fold. And this is what we love to do in Creativity Camp, is to show you variations and ways to start with the basic fold and then do all sorts of things. And we have some pretty cool, I can't give it away, but we have some other fun variations that are going to happen next Tuesday in our Creativity Camp. And so we would love to have you join us for that.
And on that note, I'm looking at the time. Holly, are you? We have a meeting in
Yes.
5 minutes.
Um, so,
A different
so,
meeting. This is what happens when
oh
we
no,
start
we're
having
good.
fun.
We're
Time,
we're
okay,
good.
time just disappears, and I said I love it.
Yeah. So we've got two challenges that we want to issue to you today. The first is to share your card. So if you make this fun fold, of course, with whatever supplies you have, be sure to share it in the Facebook group, or reply to the email that you get. And we're going to pick some winners from that. We'll announce them in the Facebook group and also through email, since this is our last session together, you guys. And then our final challenge is to share something that you learned from the last 3 days. So share something you learned from Kickstart, and you'll see a post in the Facebook group, or just reply to the email and let us know something that you learned about being creative, and what it means to you to be creative. So those two things, and we'll pick 20 more people to win some happy mail that we will send out. And finally, we would just love to invite you to join All Good Cards Club. We gave you a little taste of it yesterday, today, this whole week, just showing the community and all that's involved in it. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. So you've got 3 days to get the early bird bonuses, and then you can still join, after that. But if you want those early bird bonuses, and we'll send you information by email as well so that you'll have it. But thank you guys so much for joining us for Kickstart. It's been a super fun week. And Yeah, we can't wait to see you inside the
Oh,
club.
and what a great community. You guys have all been patient, kind, good at sharing, love the comments, just very involved. So let us know if you have any questions, if there's anything we can do to help you, and go be creative.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Keep being creative.